Good morning to Dr. Cheng and Michelle. We are from Group 5 and our title is Smart Healthcare System. My name is Xiu Junjie. I will first talk about the background of the system. The concept was introduced back in 2009. It mentioned that the combination of wearable devices, Internet of Things and mobile internet are able to connect people and infrastructures in the healthcare system together. The final goal of the system is to provide care at any time and anywhere for anyone using personalized health management system. IoT have offers many useful applications. For example, monitoring, tracking, analysis, diagnosis, or alarm triggering. With the continuous data collecting and gathering, the data store have become big data. This allowed machine learning to utilize this data to achieve more effectively reduce costs and risk of medical procedures, push self-service medical care, and makes personalized medical service for every patient available. Next is a history of smart healthcare system. In 1980s and 90s, technologies had a leaps progression. First, hospitals are able to store patient information into the database electronically. All the departments are able to retrieve the records in the database and the information of the patients is synced. Second, latest softwares have been developed and evolution of computing, radiologists and diagnostics labs were able to researchers and doctors to analyze higher amounts of data and perform more complex calculation and simulation. Third, back in 2004, there was a medical errors happened, caused many people dead because of overlapping medication and a lack of medical history. So the US president back then forced many healthcare organizations to use computerized health records. So until these days, more and more hospitals are giving it out, and this makes the future of the common of smart healthcare system more available. So with the IoT involved in the healthcare, it provides a promising future to the industry. The future of smart healthcare system is only to be better and more common to the public. And this is the future trend of smart healthcare service, smart healthcare system. More medical space will be merged with IoT technologies. So the data collected can be utilized by the drug companies to research and develop more highest quality and more effective drugs to the market with much faster and lower cost of development. Second, smart healthcare sensors. The smart healthcare sensors are the combination of sensors and microcontrollers. They are able to do their work accurately, measure accurately, analyze or monitor it. So doctors can make their decision with lower risk of errors, and the surgery success rate will be dramatically higher. Third, with the more information are gathered from the patient. So if the patient information leaks, the patient will exposed to a threat. So the security of patient information management is very important, and hospitals acknowledge that, so that they will keep the trust between patients and the hospitals. So now I will pass to my next teammate, Shiwei, to do his presentation. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Wei. I would like to start my presentation, which is the problem that come to the healthcare system. In our daily life, the healthcare system is very important, especially right now in the COVID-19 situation. So there is some problem that existing in the healthcare system. The first one is they don't have the solution that have the stage that allow the patient and doctor to interact through online. And the second one is the doctor need to have the patient medical record before they can treat the current patient condition. And the third one is some clinic using traditional method because premise resources are very expensive than the cloud computing resources. Those the resources is not fully utilized and also managed in good way. And the last one is that it's difficult to manage the database and host server. In our objective, we are encourage the people who work in the healthcare can move into the service into the cloud computing solution. After the objective, we are propose some way. The first one is propose the patient able to access into the healthcare website to and log into the on account to check the health status, like health status, medicine information, and also the appointment. And the next one is to propose the notification to notify the patient to have the health checking. We can have the notification in weekly or monthly to avoid the missing appointment time. And the third one is for the doctor site in the clinic or hospital, they can capture the image or write the record about the patient and convert the image into the text format by applying the machine learning. And the last one is, since the COVID-19 situation, that encourage people stay at home, the chatbot is very useful. So the chatbot is very useful. The doctor and patient are able to communicate easily by using the chatbots in the working hours. This solution can be replaced the physical walk-in consultation method to the clinic or hospital. In the literature review, we had 3 literature review. The first one is the development of smart healthcare patient in monitoring system in IoT. This using the ESP32 as a main tool to retrieve the data, which is the body temperature, room temperature, or the heartbeat. Their advantage is the transmit data with the simple number output, which will show in the real-time situation. And there is the data sometimes will not be accurate and not stable at all. And the second one is the wearable remote healthcare monitoring system, which is the patient need to wear the sensor equipment to ensure that the data is able to detect from the body and then send to the network. And this paper is using the Bluetooth and to send the data into the network to the network. So the advantage is the data is more accurate and similar to the physical icons and reach in the real-time advice. And also if the patient has the emergency body issue, the sensor able to sense it immediately and send the alert. And the disadvantage is the bandwidth, it will be the issue, and sometimes it will break down and lose the connection in some of the situation. And the third one is the Microsoft OneDrive, which is the cloud service that able to store the data by using the MySQL server database. The Microsoft Cloud also able to save the data or files in real time. Besides that, the Microsoft OneDrive also perform the backup service for the user. The advantage is this is a friendly cloud-based software, and also it's very convenient to the user. And the disadvantage is the OneDrive have the difficulty to maintain the real-time synchronization with all devices and also some bugs inside there. In the comparison of the cloud technology, we have 3 comparison of the cloud technology. The first one is the AWS. The strength of the AWS is they're able to support a large organization, which they have many kind of offer service that use to deep learning or training others function that can be used. And also they're able to work use at any place or can be say in the worldwide use. And also they can use to have the payment feature if user want to more advanced service. Their weakness is they have the difficulty to use without the payment when they have the amount of data and make it difficult to use. And the service may be slow at times or have no response. Meanwhile, expert technical skills are required to maintain. And there are too many services that make user confused. In the second service, which is Microsoft Azure, this Microsoft Azure is an open source support and also able to integrate with the Microsoft product and the service. They are using the infrastructure as a service and also the platform as a service. And their weakness is they are not suitable for the large organization use, and their lack of reliability and have the issue of the documentation. And they are getting a higher price compared to the other service and may have additional charge if you go pay as you go. And the last one is the Alibaba cloud service, which they are using the hybrid technology to improve the performance. And they ease to use and reliability. And pay as you go for subscription, and they are the feature of the artificial intelligence. Their weakness is there are some tools such as the documentation of price calculator are not as mature as other service, and there are lack of potential for the foreigner present. That's all my part. Thank you.
My name is Pang Wei Han, and I will start with the AWS architecture diagram. Our title is Smart Healthcare System. Our architecture diagram will be classified into three parts. The first part is Amplify services. In our Amplify services, we will mainly doing the back-end environments. In order to connect our services with database, we need to use the AppSync services. In the AppSync, we will use the GraphQL query and also the mutation in order to create update and also show the database. To increase the security part for authentication of user, we need to use the coordinator services because these coordinator services can enable us with the login and logout function and also the new user registration. Another side services is recognition, storage S3, pinpoint services, and personalized services. Pinpoint services and personalized services is used for our reminder, like pinpoint services, we can create a reminder for user to remind them for body checkup. Personalized services, we can try to recommend some locations of clinics which can let user go for the clinic for monthly checkup, or when they have fever or they have small disease, they can go there for consultations, like booking consultation. We can recommend some nearby clinic for them to see the doctor. So now I'm going to try to demo two of the services, Amplify and Pinpoint. The personalized services is too long, so I try to use the slide for explanation. For the Amplify services, like I said just now, we will use mostly the backend environments. Before we declare the Amplify services, we need to install a CLI with this command npm install -g alliance AWS Amplify CLI. After that, we need to use this command npx create React apps Smart Healthcare in order for us to initiate the services of Amplify in the management console. After we type this command, there will be a project, apps created in the management console called Smart Healthcare. Like we created a Smart Healthcare, so here in the apps, we have a name of Smart Healthcare Services with the backend environment set up. After that, we will go to the next command, amplify configure. We will try to configure the AWS region. We can check the region here. If we use the US East 1, so we need to set the region with US East 1. After that, when we type the command amplify configure, it will bring us automatically to the AWS console. See, something like this. And then after we choose the region, it will need us for the IAM role. For example, IAM role is Weihan. So we need to set our permission here. The permission I set is DynamoDB recognition, amplify access, administrator access here. For the IAM, I try to show you like we type amplify configure. We need to choose the region. Before we choose the region, it will jump into the management console. After that, we go back to the Visual Studio Code. We check our management console, US East 1. So here we enter US East 1. Username for IAM, like I said just now, IAM user. Like we create a new user. I click next. We need to set our permission. For the services we use is we can choose DynamoDB. For these IAM rules, DynamoDB full access for the admin. After that, we choose all our policy setting, permission setting. We can click create user. After we create user, we need to try to copy this access key ID and secret access key in our notepad, because we need to save it for future use. And also we need to type the access key ID we created just now. That's all for the amplify configure. After setting, next we need to initialize our project. For the initialize setting, the command is amplify init. After that, it will ask us to initialize which project. Our project is Smart Healthcare, environment DB, and also our default editor is Visual Studio Code, which is this editor, Visual Studio Code. After setting, we need to go to GraphQL API, use the amplify add API. So you can follow this screenshot in order to do your amplify AppSync services. You can check here, AppSync services, we have created a project called Smart Healthcare here, Smart Healthcare DB, which is the project I showed just now. In order to call out the GraphQL page later, this one, we can type amplify mock API, which is this command, amplify mock API. After that, you wait the command prompt to load to bring us to the website. After that, it will bring us to the website like this. In this website, we can create some user details such as age, first name, last name, health status for our patients, next checkup date, which I not call out here. After that, we're done with our database. This DynamoDB is to prove our data when we use to create some data here. This one is my mutation. Mutation is the category we can create, delete, and update the data. So to prove our data is created, we can go to the DynamoDB to check whether it's created. We go to the table in the dashboard here. Yeah, we are created the data, and we update the code. The app.js in the Visual Studio Code is to, this code is used to show in the React.js apps, which is this one, React.js app localhost 3000, by using the npm start. You can show here npm start, and it will bring us to the web page. We wait a while. Yeah, we have some errors. It will bring to a JS code. I suddenly closed just now, like, yeah, this app, localhost 3000. We can also add authentication for login and logout functions to restrict some stranger to access our website. The next services is pinpoint services. We can add the pinpoint by typing Amplify Analytics. Select the Amazon pinpoint, and the resource name is use the same name as Amplify Services. After that, we need to push our services to the cloud also. After every time we type the Amplify push in order to push some setting like API setting, authentication setting, analytics, pinpoint services setting, by update the coding in the VS Code. Every time we update, we better type this command, amplify push. We go to the pinpoint services here. We can see our smart healthcare here. If you are new to the pinpoint services, you need to add a feature at the upper top here. Under your project name, add a feature. We can choose email or SMS. If we choose email, we need to click the identity detail and choose the edit, and we need to tick this enable email channel in order to set the default sender email. After that, we need to create a segment. After create a segment, we can start create a campaign for the reminder of patient to go for body health checking. For example, why no campaign? We change our project Smart Healthcare. I have created a segment here. All user, just type the name. I try to show you. Just set your name smarthealthcare.-db, and all the settings remain default. After that, we go to the campaign, and this campaign I have created. We need to set a campaign name. Choose the sender campaign. Channel, you can use email or SMS to remind user for body health checking. Click next. The segment I said just now, we created all user segment, just one segment here. We can choose our segment. And next step is create our message template. If SMS template, it will show here SMS template. So we can choose an existing template or create a new message. If we choose to create a new message, we need to set out our subject, like the email we always receive from the promotion message. Like we in this message we show here, sir, madam, remember to go for body check. So this is the message, example message we show here. Like this one is the message, remember to go for body check. That's all for the pinpoint services, basic pinpoint services. To make our pinpoint services to look advanced, we can use the personalized service. Personalized service is a recommendation service which can be applied with the pinpoint services just now. We can import, before initialize a personalized service, we can import some connector user to generate some sample data. For example, this one is a connector user CSV file generator. After we generated the user file and also the database, we can go to the personalized service. We can type here service. This is the dataset group I have created, healthcare dataset. We can start our process from the upload dataset to the install event, create solution, and launch campaign, step by step. After we import the dataset, and we will go to the SDK, install the SDK, create solution. In the create solution, we need to call our campaign. After that, in order for the recommendation to run, we need to use a lambda function. The code of the lambda function, in order for the lambda function to run, we need to edit our JS file. JS file in Visual Studio Code we use. For example, our JS file is like this. We need to update all this code with the code we show here. After that, we can connect with our pin code by using the machine learning model in the dashboard of Pinpoint here. Add a recommend model, and we can type our recommend model name is healthcare recommendation, and this attribute is our location ID and location name for the machine learning model. And the sample email will look like this. That's all for my presentation. Sample email will like this. Okay, that's all for my presentation.
Hi, I'm Mong Yifong. Now I want to demo the chat box. First of all, we are adding the data store amplify. Then we amplify the NDE to get the environment. After that, we add the API with the GraphQL and we push it to the AWS. Then we can add the amplify folder models. It is to generate the data store model, like the user and message. After that, this is our result of the chat box. Hi, now I want to demo the recognition. First of all, we connect to the AWS amplify. After we connect it, we command the amplify indeed to get the environment or set the environment. Then we add the audit and we add the prediction. The prediction is to identify the text that we in the picture. Then we push it to the database. After that, we run it. Then this is the result that we run. Then we choose the file. You can see the after that, then this is the result when we scan the file. Thank you. We can put our self-name, like now is a user, then we sign in. And we can, in here, you can see who in the chat box. Then we can message to them. Thank you. Future work. Randomly, in our country, the COVID-19 has been famous and serious to our people in our daily life. Meanwhile, the healthcare monitoring system need to have more improvement so that the user can able to improve their quality of life. Instead of marking improvement, the feedback of the customer is very important so that the system is able to improve according to the user needs. Science, the technology skill in our being the track used by users, so the health monitoring system should also take improve so that the system would the country to decrease the risk to get the sick. Therefore, by adding some function, like for example, if the user has a smart sensor that is able to detect the healthcare engineering system, the system will auto detect the issue and will immediately to call the emergency hotline to send the error message to our call. Besides that, the system also can get the call to the doctor if the user need. It will just click the button. The doctor is also able to monitoring and get the situation if the patient is in an emergency situation and get a call for an emergency or give advice to the user from the doctor. Besides that, I think the ability to use the AI whereby when the system will be more effective to reverse the user health information daily. Besides that, by adding AI, the doctor is also able to monitor more reality data such as behavior, sleep time, or others. The record of the data of the daily data will be auto saved into the cloud and keep for the backup and emergency use. Once the user get a record, the user is able to see the record in the chart or table form, so the user will be more convenient to see the record. Lastly, the system is able to get the heart rate or get the blood pressure and add it into the web page so that the user can easily keep track of the data of their health information. By using this way, we also ensure that the information to the doctor will be more accurate to get the body issue and the information. The doctor is also able to get the analysis data and also the data form so that the doctor can more confirm the system detail of the user. Thank you.